Yo, what's happening, everybody? Grand Masterful Rich rising on this beautiful day. Today is going to be a great day. I expect great things to happen for you and me today. But it don't can happen if you believe it can happen. I believe because I'm a believer. My mind won't let me not be a believer. That's the way I was built. That's the way I was cultivated. That was the way I planned it to be. But neither here nor there. I hope you guys have a lovely day. We're back at it again with another one on another Masterful Rich Monday. Monday Stupendous, Monday Millennium, Monday Magnificent, Monday Marvelous. I just saw all them M's of what a Monday could be and what a Monday is. Yeah. So, as always, guys, we come here on Mondays to give you value, information, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Our personal experiences through the topics that we talk about. Maybe there's somebody that is over there who's living it, who's going through it. Maybe you're the one who's going through it. Maybe you've experienced it. Maybe you can relate. Maybe you've never even been exposed to it yet in your life, and maybe it will never be. But neither here nor there, we're here to create a community of like-minded individuals that share knowledge and understanding. So, number one, make sure y'all pull up with your tea on deck. Make sure it's not as hot, so it don't burn your tongue. It didn't burn my tongue, but make sure it's not as hot. And if you like it hot, it is what it is. Trust what you get, what you get. Yeah, we gotta come to the side to see how we live. Yeah. So long story short, the two topics that we're gonna talk about, waiting for wifey to come in, you know what I'm saying, waiting for the tone and to settle the energy to just, illuminate the area. A lot of the times I get on these lives and I want to. It is absolutely not okay.
What do you mean?
It's not okay. I know where they are.
What's up, everyone? Hello, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Monday. Happy Movement Monday. Happy Motivational Monday. Happy great week. I hope you guys are going to have an amazing week. Hello. Hi. How are y'all doing? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you get your tea and chill and let's talk. Let's have a chitty chat about some personal stuff, okay? This is gonna be so personal. I feel like it's gonna be so personal because we're gonna be pretty much talking about things that happens, things that people are really going through, or things that we do and don't have an idea that this is exactly what we're doing. This is exactly what I'm doing. But yeah. You got it? You found it?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm going to give you just three things that we're going to be talking about. Firstly, it's seeing people through... Seeing through people. Seeing through people. And then the second one is the art of listening and curiosity. And then the third one is positivity and transparency as a lifestyle. So those are the things we're going to be talking about. So yeah,
let us lift you up real quick as we
stay tuned. I know you're gonna love it.
Bam.
I know you're gonna love this.
If you can hear me, say check mic 2 1 2.
Hi, hello.
If you can say check mic 2 1 2.
Check mic 2 1 2. I can hear you from here.
You can't hear us on the speaker. We can only see. You can hear us on the speaker.
Yeah. Go ahead,
what's up? I didn't see no check mic 2. If you can hear me, check mic 2 1 2.
Check mic 2 1 2.
All right.
Oh my God.
Hold on, let me rap your horn. Let me say this.
Let's go. All right, so number one is seeing through. This is seeing compassion. Do you have anything to say when it comes to that?
Lay down.
Babe?
Lay down.
Babe?
Your own personal experience. Okay. What's your experience?
Hi, hello. How are y'all doing? My personal experience say that I do have a lot of personal experience when it comes to this, but I also do feel like a lot we judge people. We get to like listen to what they got to say, listen to what who they are pretty much. Like you judge a person before you even get to listen. Like this guy over here that just said pooping. No, he didn't even hear what I was about to say, but he judged me. So that's what we're going to be talking about. That's our number one. That's the first thing we want to you guys about. It is very important that if you listen to someone and be respectful to people, you are going to get that. But don't expect to get back something that you don't give. You know, if you don't give respect and if you don't see through people, you are definitely going to have people judging you as well. And then I don't want you sitting in your couch or in your bed saying, why me? Why me? It's something that you already do. Look inside, look through you first before you say why people do this to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
To answer your question,
We are in the States.
Yes, we are.
to better answer your questions, we are in Texas. He didn't say Texas.
But yes, we are in Texas.
I was responding to you. You said, yes, we are in the state. And I said, yes, we are in Texas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to further give you
Further information, yeah.
we were in the States.
Yeah.
And we were in Texas.
Mhm.
So the first statement she said,
Seeing through people.
versus seeing with compassion. I have a couple of
Ideas when it comes to
seeing through people.
Stay.
When it comes to seeing through
Focus.
people,
uh
my own personal experience is body gestures, characteristics, energy. I think energy base is so important, and most people are like, "Well, you can't see that," and it's like, "Well, you can sense it," you know.
and I think mine
Very sensitive to listening to the words that come out of people's mouth versus if it sounds good versus the energy. Even when I'm maintaining my energy talking to people,
Right.
there's
Yep.
a certain immense of force
that's not
cool that I exude when I'm talking to people, read those comments?
No, you go ahead. I was just reading if there's
Yeah,
anything that we
so
can read out loud.
okay. Yeah.
and then
What is some stuff that I can talk about? Like,
Yeah, that
on
you
a
can
day to
remember.
day, yeah, like
reading people and
through people. I feel like I'll give you this. Growing up in
Michigan.
um and going to school and just basically living and surviving over in
The environment.
uh put me in a position to where I had to tap into uh, an observation of life quicker than most. Which means like when you have a
Hostile environment.
there are certain things you need to be aware of, such as your surroundings, your reveal vision. You need to be very tapped in, tuned into your intuition. Because you don't want to be like, damn, man, something told me to leave earlier. Damn, man, I got that feeling, that
Was going to
something was off in this area or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I had to tap into that.
and dealing with people
Were the main course of the meal. And so with that being said, is like, you like
people who kept a smile
on their face, but they had very ill will intent, which is a very, very disturbing
also could be scary
moment. You know what I mean? Because if you are going off of facial features
played,
one can very master your facial features.
Yeah.
And try to
James said, I heard a woman have a what?
a surrounding
Surrounding. No, I think it's too. I think it's
have
a use of their keen sense of
surroundings.
their surroundings because they're in danger more often.
And that could be definitely true. You do have a man. I never looked at it that way. I never looked
that way. But that's
very so. If I think about like certain ways of like even as men, I heard a saying like this. They said,
alpha man
hunt. right. So which means like most women are like, oh, I want an alpha, and it's like, well, you want a hunter, and
Hunter usually
gets what they want, and then they're done with it after a certain while, right? And so they were doing this comparison between men. So you have alpha
and you have
masculine men. Masculine men cherish the things that they get, and they don't come at it
as they
sit back and watch the herd. They watch the scenario play out. They watch from a back distance
less.
right, for certain situations and occasions, right? So yeah, I was like, oh, that's a good observation, but it makes me think
Like that ties into
how women usually are like, you talking to them, they have
Right
very
on my
little to
phone.
say, and then you got to say the right
to finesse the situation.
and then get a smile out of them. And
Yeah.
so that kind of probably will tie into the reason why they're sensitive, because they got to be
Theory about
what energy is now trying to penetrate the force field.
Mm.
You don't know. He might be a
Interesting.
guy like
but he's up to no good. He's up to no good.
Wow.
And so they
read the forces.
I experienced that with my wife very early on in the beginning.
Say it.
Say what?
My experience, what I experienced.
Oh yeah. Long time ago, when I was out in these streets, there was a moment where I'm doing things, and her spidey senses
Happy, and I'm like, why?
the hell
What do you
is
mean
this
spidey
person?
senses?
Spidey senses is like the thing that he's talking about, like when he's talking about when he says
Their
king sense of something.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, maybe this is
Yeah.
maybe this is a sign that I
James
shouldn't
said
put my
women and men both hunted and there was no room for that. Okay. When everything was
he's talking.
in the early BCs and shit like that.
I'd be good.
But
But
people
people
were
ain't.
kind of kids because
Older than they.
the alpha males, alpha men, when they get older, they need alpha.
Alpha, yeah.
Yeah,
That's true. I'd say that's true.
yeah.
It
The order.
was so dangerous. Everyone was alpha.
Ah!
It would really be dangerous.
Maybe more of like masculine.
Alpha. I feel like alpha.
More of like, for instance,
People now
current day society kind of like think of alpha in a certain way of like the
honcho or something.
like that, and that is what it is, because like even in a lion pack, there's normally not two lions,
Their kin.
right? You don't get two lions in one pack with a bunch of females.
Right.
It's a rare
Instance where that kind of happens, but even still, then out of the pack, there's still an alpha in that, or out of the pack of two lions,
They're still
bro. And then even too, like as wolves as well, that goes off in that
more of territorial.
not more of the leader. It just falls as leader is more territorial. Who maybe is more powerful at that moment.
Right.
Who's stronger? Things like that. I feel like
At that time,
alphaness is not just as a hunter, right? I think masculinity in it
is a hunter.
but I guess the analogy that I was trying to use earlier was an alpha in current day society is meant as a
Who goes out and go talk
to women. Like you are the source. Like if it ain't happening if you ain't doing it. And so therefore
to go hunt
the women and you gotta gather them in. Cause like, there's sad situations with some men who don't got no game and ain't no
chance to talk to
woman that's gonna be with a woman. And so that category goes off into a whole nother tangent. But I think that
mean in current day society
versus the essence of masculinity, femininity and masculinity.
Yeah.
Like
its original
origin than alpha. Alpha is just a made up word along the journey. It's not. It doesn't have any
necessary value
unless you're talking about the animal kingdom, right? And is used in our analogy in human society.
not necessarily
Really that But in every pack of men, in every pack of women, there is an alpha, quote unquote, the more masculine or the more feminine, right? Normally, in a good observation, normally in a group of women, if they're very close, the first one who's in the group who starts their menstrual or their period or their cycle, most of the times it starts with that individual, which means that they're the most feminine or the most alpha. They're in that group, right? And then every other woman starts after her.
Oh, that's interesting to know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But we have India in the building. Hello, hi. Yes, we've had breakfast. And then that's true, Jane. Alpha is
True,
the
James.
one who provides, not the one who just screams at other people.
Nah, that's a good observation.
That's
masculinity. That's masculinity.
And then Jim says, I'm sorry, guys. I don't think you two know enough to teach others. Appreciate you trying it. Oh.
That's an opinion.
Right, yeah.
But let me know what you think, because obviously you got all the answers, right? But you ain't saying nothing. But okay, all right, I'll listen to you.
As if you know a lot more, but you
now, do we have all the answers? No, obviously not. We do have wisdom to give.
Exactly.
We're not claiming and nor saying that we have all the answers, but we do have much to give.
Right.
Yeah, I would hope you as well live in this lifetime have much to give as well.
And also giving, not just have much to give and not giving. Do give the word if you can. All right, continue. Number 2, the art of listening and curiosity. Oh, what's that? What the heck is that?
You growling at the TV?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was ghost up there.
Me too. What's that?
I ain't never seen the dog cock that leg. What the hell you up there? What's over there? Get it. Anyways.
Oh my god, that was crazy. Okay.
Did we actually finish? Because we didn't say compassion. With compassion.
You didn't say it.
I didn't. I focused. I focused on.
Go ahead.
See if you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We gotta be out of here at 8:30.
Okay. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, compassion is kind of like the scenario with the old dude giving his opinion about us not having in the position to give information. I think everyone is in a position to a certain degree. But at the same time, we all have experiences that one haven't had yet, which means that they went through a stage of understanding and acquiring knowledge and wisdom. It becomes givable because they have experienced it. So yeah. But seeing with compassion, with us not to react and better respond than matching the frequency or matching the whatever it could have been interpreted as. Right. You know, compassion is seeing with love. Compassion is if somebody yelling at you or flicking you off, you can smile and you can change important perspective to react to them or observe nor match their energy. It allows you to say maybe something's going on in their day. Being the bigger person, yeah. Well, I think that's all you kind of like it could be come off as sarcastic being that person. Like I'm a bigger person, right? I mean, I know what you mean, but I just want to give a devil's advocate as well because there's people who say I'm a bigger person in the conversation and then being the bigger person because they're announcing it. And being the bigger person is more of just saying, you know what, you're right. You probably right about this. I'm gonna do some further, like sit down on it and actually absorb my own actions, and maybe there's something I need to change. I think we can wrap it up with that. I was giving me much. I gave a nut.
Howdy, Benjamin. Hi.
What Benjamin Franklin?
He says learning to listen is such a powerful tool to have. That's true. Art of listening, curiosity. Let's get it.
The art of listening, curiosity. I think that's something that I've practiced in my daily habits, and continuously implement those practices and fine-tune ways on listening better, right? And like, I do with my wife, and I've done it throughout my past and stuff. But even still, there, I'll ask her a question like before we got on. We already planned out what we were going to talk about, and we, kind of like revised it. And I was like, "What do you think
Looks like
about
we
that?"
both
Right?
have
She
the
was like, "What
same.
do you mean?" And I was like, "Damn, I
There
gotta
was
go."
curiosity,
Right?
right? Because I wanted to know more. Like, what do you mean? I don't want to answer
Right.
what I'm thinking,
And
but I want
then
to know exactly what do you want me to say? What do you want to hear?
right,
Yeah.
right. Then triggers me to find a different way to ask my question and go a little bit deeper than me just asking, yeah, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. Listening definitely follows suit a lot of the times. I think that's something that's going to be always forever skill to enhance, because people be like, I'm listening, but it's like, nah, man, there's levels of listening that even still being exposed to. Like,
Sometimes you listen and think that you're listening, but you're listening and you're ready to respond. So you're not really hearing the person. You're just ready to respond to whatever it is that you're hearing at that moment. So also listening, not to respond, listening to understand is another way of making things better in your relationship, friendship, at work, everywhere you go, business. Listen to understand. That will help you a lot than listening to respond.
that's a very good question.
What was the question?
He says you aren't. Damn, they moving fast. Oh, wait a minute. That was a really good question. No to the answer, but he said, in some and all, do you think pleasing you? I can't find it yet. I'm still looking for it. But I remember reading it. Do you think that pleasing each other so much could make you lose yourself or your self identity, or not self identity, but he says something along those lines. I gotta find it.
Let me
There it is. It was identity. He says, um, dang, they shooting there's so many messages.
You said you found it.
I did, but I was trying to make sure. Okay, yeah, I remember that one. Okay, you two have the same nose. A lot
Yeah.
of men days. This is a lot of feminine black
Is it
men.
the one? Do you find trying?
Yeah, and it says you aren't you brother and sister with no, we're husband and wife. It says, do you find that trying to please other consistently you lose your own self and your own identity? I think no. I think the reason why, and I heard said best, is normally when you fall in love, or you love, or you are in a relationship and become married, you don't come to the table with your cup empty, because you would start to then have insecurities and things like that, which I feel like there is a place to be wholesome before you get into relationships. That way you are very clear who you are and what you want and desire, and also too that you don't be dependent on needing the person more than you want the person.
Right.
Right? It's more beneficial on 100% to want the person versus needing them. I think needing them comes from lackful thoughts, meaning that you haven't done all of the work you had to do to come to the table with your cup full. Because if you're full, you don't need supplementation. You don't need something to make up that other portion. I don't think that's how it works. When they're created, they come full portion, meaning they're ready from the seed to be all that they are.
Right.
Right? They don't need. I mean, yeah, they need the soil, but that's all complementary. Like in relationship, there's love, compassion, sincerity, um, um, joy. There's so many more I can name that I'm not naming. But goes on. The story is that you come with all of that, and you are able to give abundantly. And I think a lot of us get relationships, and that is not all the way full, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so then, if it's not full, then you can come and fall into those full states of, well, now you're becoming that person, or whatever the case may be. But I
And
think
also,
self identity is
It's a
journey discovery. Go ahead.
it's the most powerful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, knowing who you are,
Yeah.
knowing what you want. Going to like add like a teenager. I feel like we do that when we like teenagers and we just like love like crazy. And
Yeah.
then wonder when people are not loving us back, it's because you're probably doing too much and you don't know. And you're probably not even who you are at that point. Don't know who you are at that point.
Mm.
So knowing who you are is most important thing in a relationship, and knowing what you want is also another important thing in life. Not in just a relationship, but in life, in business, and friendships, and also relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. He's asking really good questions. He says, do you find it hard to articulate the deep subconscious of what you both really want? No. To a certain degree, like you know what you want, and then also by living in the experience of life, you still are discovering, because we live in the world of abundance, world that God created abundantly.
Yeah.
So you always, that's the fun part of understanding abundance. You know it all, you don't experience it all, you don't have it all. So although you have it all, you still being exposed to new experience, because if you knew it all and done it all, then abundance would exist. So that's the deliciousness of understanding what truly abundance is. It's like, man, no matter how many experiences that I have, I will not get it all. And that's fucking phenomenal. Why? Because even if you're a person who achieved all the dreams and visions and realities that you wanted, life is no longer lived anymore, because you've done it all.
Yeah.
Right. And that would be a contradictory to the essence of this reality is all about.
Yeah.
Or a partial of what it's about, I should say. So even these subconscious thoughts is hard to articulate. When you are talking about something so awesome, it is going to be always hard. Sometimes there are not words to articulate the awesomeness of this deep subconsciousness of realizing life has its meaning. Some things that you got to sift and sort to align words that don't even exist with what you feeling. Sometimes just expressing through other ways of verbal or physical communication allows you to express the fullness of it. Sometimes words just don't hit the way that uh, a different expression could. Right. Men on screen doesn't care about lie. Jesus moved faster in the world. Absolutely. That's 100 positively through you and through I.
That's right. We're gonna move on to number three.
Go ahead, move to number 3.
All right. Activity and transparency as a lifestyle. So keeping a positive mind is the most important thing. Everything that you do in life, again, I repeat that, and everything that you do in life, keeping a positive mind and not always being negative. I mean, I would say that it helps a lot with things that you go through and things that you're gonna pass through in life. If you keep a positive mindset and a negative mindset, the negative mindset is going to break you, and a positive mindset is going to build you. Because if you say, "Oh, my car always does this," I mean, I always don't have gas, and so on and so forth. That's why my car is going to turn off soon. And having all those thoughts is like, okay, it's thoughts that you're going to have, but if you have like a positive mindset, you're going to change those thoughts into like, I'm going to continue working to get where I want to be. And I know I'm here for a reason. I need to learn something. That's the reason why I'm here. It's not going to be like harder. It makes things easier. It makes life more simple for you to be positive about things that are happening around you. People are leaving. You're like, okay, the reason why people are leaving is because maybe this is my isolation time. I need to work on something, get where I need to be, or to be stronger for the next chapter of my life. So that's a positive mindset that I feel like I also need to adapt. It's hard to adapt that. It doesn't take just 1 year, just 1 month, just two months, 2 days. You have to work on your personal development.
Mm.
So to listen to people who already been there, who already have experienced that, and you also have to surround yourself with people who are in the mission. Because sometimes we tend to like think that I just my friends blah blah blah, and your friends are
Yeah.
just not giving back to you. They
Yeah.
pulling you with
With
them.
them,
Yes,
which is off of you,
exactly. So
right?
most
Off
of the
of your
time,
greatness.
most of the time you just have to be positive, learn the learn to change whatever negativity thought you have
Negative
to
mind.
positive thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Mm.
I got a question for James. James.
Leave him alone, man.
Not because she's
Anyways, James said, does the you
continue.
focusing on the wrong thing?
Does marriage
Unlock parts of yourself that were
Okay, I need to get in
never
class. Give me a second.
possible
two there
self?
It's 30. It's 30.
Absolutely. I give you an answer
because
in life. You have so many different perspectives that the possibilities are endless. Now, in a marriage, you become more than what you were
because now you become
a husband, you become a father, you become a partner, you become
you become
more of a man, you become um,
more compassionate.
passionate, you become more understanding. Um, so there's many areas
Aspects that you have to
develop within your different characters.
Right.
So yes, because if you were never
married or not married.
you don't have to develop the character of a husband, right? You don't have to develop that at all at that moment.
They have to develop who you are.
And maybe as you are a dancer, maybe develop aspects about your dance character, or maybe you work at
You're developing your
skills at the job, or that character is developing skills for that job to maybe.
I was using it.
Oh,
Yeah,
you can have it.
I can have it.
Yeah. I mean, I thought you were talking. That's why.
Yeah.
It was
This one right here where he's talking about the marriage. So yeah, that's what I believe. I think yes as well. It does.
Does the marriage lock parts of yourself that were
Never possible by yourself.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
it does.
that's real.
like you get
A bigger cup.
You get a bigger cup to fill.
Well, because you become one. That was the essence of
marriage the way that God
intended. And even though, like in the Bible, it doesn't say that God was the one who created marriage,
Right.
it was Adam, because he was like,
let thy
woman be thy wife, or from my rib, and I call her woman. Like that was a whole spiel of him talking about marriage.
Right.
Like that was, he gave the power to Adam to do whatever he wanted to do at that point, right?
right, but
That's not what God didn't introduce marriage. Like that was all man. That was Adam, which is
body, right?
dirt body and spirit. Yeah. So yeah. But in the intent of as
being created, he
down that foundation, which was the cup becomes, you two become one. You don't have two separate.
when you get
married, those two cups become one cup, and then the intensity of already two high vibrational individuals
pulsate that cup
even greater sense of energy. Hence why children can be made with two beings, which is a
multiply,
right? Which is a bigger cup in the sense of one of those actions being created.
So we can close.
Yeah.
yes.
8:30. 8:36.
She just want she's just
I know, right?
Finances,
Too much. Too much.
They're gonna stop being a.
How do you keep question? How do you keep positivity a lifestyle? Positivity and transparency as a lifestyle.
Practice.
But like, how does it look like?
How does it look like? It looks like loving yourself. you already are aware, present in the moment, that you have negative uh, inner dialogues, you have to counteract, as like in martial arts or any form of combat, you counteract something that is hurting you versus, there's no versus, something that is hurting you. So if somebody's grabbing your arm and they're trying to break it, you should be able to have a set of moves that allow you to release yourself and counteract yourself from danger. And negative mindset is danger to
What about
as well.
transparency?
Transparency is just practicing how to be more clear and verbal and articulate what you desire, knowing what you desire even more.
Right.
So the more clear you are of what you want or what you like and what you don't like, the more transparent you can be. And that is levels to that as well, because transparency is not just about transparency about the other individuals or the group.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah.
That's all I have to say.
You want me to read these?
You can go ahead and do it.
You can. James got some good questions, but what about? I just didn't finish them. I was just reading them. I remember him.
Oh yeah. I know. I read all those. Like they kind of
supposed
negative.
to be working.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
With wrenches is good stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then I find that I'm too dumb to articulate. Then another smarter person does it, and I feel
Inadequate.
all right.
That's a perspective. I don't think you, number one, using inner dialogue to against you, and that's not what it was built for. And so whatever you experience in your life, you have to be so humble enough to understand that you picked up that concept of dumb through your experiences in your past, which are not you in the future. Now you can keep moving. I'll give you an analogy. This is your past. If you're dumb, this is you moving forward. Now, what you can do as you're moving forward through age, time, and existence, you can keep back and bring that dumb comment into your future. Right? And by you still moving forward, you can still think the same thought instead of leaving the thought behind as you're moving forward.
Yeah.
And the way you do that is counteracting by having, if I'm dumb, right? And you say, well, I'm dumb because I can't articulate. Well, the positive frame around that is that I'm very articulate, I'm very smart, and I'm very outgoing and eager to learn how to articulate and better express the clarity that's on my heart.
I did also in my life feel or think or say those words to myself.
We all did.
Because of the people I was surrounded with, and the schools too and stuff like that. I had a lot of those comments, but for me, wanting to prove those people wrong changed my perspective about myself. I started learning on like how to speak, how to think faster, how to work on my mind, like what are the foods that I can feed my mind for me to be able to think faster, speak faster, and being able to respond to you without even having to, like somebody else said it than I did. Sometimes that's going to happen. Of course, we all don't have the same IQ, but I would say that I had to I had to let go. I had to leave it behind, and I had to say, I'm going to prove all these people wrong. Everyone who had said I'm dumb, I'm going to prove all of them wrong. So it's also a matter of you wanting to change more than you bringing that dumb statement with you. You know what I mean? Yes.
She wants to know where her notebook is for her school.
Okay, come on.
Yeah. What she said was true. How to articulate. Yeah, and then also writing things down on flashcards, saying it 3 times a day. Some people like, well, that's work. It's like, well, yeah, because everything has and involves effort. It takes effort for you to say, I'm dumb, and verbally say it out loud. Share it with people. It takes courage, and it takes the action of you doing it. So if you write stuff down and put intention behind writing it down, right, it's like
every
because what you have to necessarily do, the reason why writing things down, reading them, and saying them, and watching them is so important because
the ways that we
program our mind or subconscious, right? Those three actions all working together, and you're doing them
nationally wise
allows you to program the thought and remember the thing. So
Right.
you have to say it. The reason why you're saying it so many times is this: you have to say and not necessarily undo, because what is done, but you have to catch up the now new belief system with all of the years and all of the 1,000 times you said it
internally and external.
I would say also that's how that's part of personal development.
Yeah, it is
You
part
need
of it.
more personal development than anything in order for you to change all that. And also, don't do it for as much as you want to prove the people wrong. Don't do it for the people. I did it for the people because I was trying to prove people wrong, and that didn't go well along the along the, and I had to realize that no, don't do it for the people, because when the people are not there, you're not going to do it at all. So do it for yourself. You still want to read?
Yeah, I just want to read these last ones because they're really good. James really knows how to conduct a
Chat room.
Right.
questions.
I like it.
Symbolism like art usually hits that all moment when I can
Articulate exactly.
and that's also the understanding of being able sometimes of understanding the full essence of being in this physical
Vessel.
because there are various ways for us to experience life on a level that gives us wisdom.
That way we can take
That wisdom that we experience through dance, through drawing, through workouts, through whatever the case may be.
we get that experience
And are able to shift it in whatever experience is lacking over
Right.
here, right?
Yes, absolutely.
It says you two are truly a family, locks on point, and you both have created a
Kingdom.
We
Oh man.
appreciate you for that.
and we give all praise to the Most High. We give all
Right.
praise to God because we have to be consistent.
It's job because we
One time is saying like, oh, God, we want you to
move with
in this day. We want you to align our will with your will as we continuously allow the Holy Spirit.
can't say that one time. It's
Continuous intimacy of every day I wake up with this lady. Every day I have to prove
that I'm in love with her.
prove not just to myself but to her in a
Right,
way
show.
that how do I show this? How do I keep emulating?
How do I keep going up better, right?
Right.
Because obviously, there's
Growth, and I don't believe in the sense of as you get older you
become more of the same.
like there's different traits and there's different
If you
beliefs
want
that
to,
if you want to,
you're
right?
gonna stay the same
I believe
person.
that always
It's adapt
yourself to the next version of your higher self is always
Right.
a great target to aim for.
Mm.
And that was it. And then he said, last but not least, keep being real, boo-boos.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We love you.
And we love you
And
guys. We send love to you because we want to see
we do and have all that
you desire, and we want to
Right.
be of use for God in the kingdom of heaven, to be of that for people and even
Right.
ourselves.
says that for ourselves.
But it takes this uncomfortableness to sometimes get on to schedule to make sure we show up and all that.
To keep
Building on the vision, keep building on the character, keep being on the version of ourselves that are higher than the ones that we are now.
with that being said,
Make sure y'all always stay locked in. If you already subscribed, thank you for subscribing.
Thank you for subscribing.
Thank you for subscribing. We send love and blessings
see you on your journey.
to you being doing having all the good you desire. Peace, blessings, prosperity, and success of abundance.
Stay
And
locked in.
stay locked in.
High vibes only.
Peace and love.